If you're looking to get started with machine embroidery, well, you're in the right place. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys everything you need to get started with machine embroidery as a beginner. From the best embroidery machines to pick, to materials to use, and just tips to make your embroidery process a lot smoother. All right, y'all, so first things first is the machine. My first embroidery machine that I purchased was the Brother SE 1900. So this machine right here, it taught me everything that I need to know, from hooping to tension to just learning how to deal with an embroidery machine. I learned it all on the Brother SE 1900. So when I purchased this machine at first, it was $1,000 and I got this from Amazon. So the hoop size on this machine is actually a 5x7. Let me show you guys the hoop size. And that was basically like the main reason why I decided to go with the SE 1900. So the hoop is a 5x7, so I felt like this gave me a lot more flexibility than a lot of other embroidery machines that was at the price range at the time. So this allowed me to do kids' clothes and adults. So I'm gonna put this up to my shirt just to show you guys, like, I was able to do like adult shirts from the top. I was able to do left chest, and I was able to do kid shirts all with like this one hoop. Compared to other embroidery machines that was around the same price, I was only going to be able to do 4x4. And if you know what the size of a 4x4 is, that probably like stop like right here. So it's like only enough room to do a left chest. So something that I always tell people when they're trying to find their first machine is to consider, what is it that you'll be doing? Will you be doing clothing? Will you be doing like the back of designs? Will you be doing bags? Because that often plays a lot on what machine you'll want to get, because you'll be worried about the hoop size. I knew what I wanted to do was kids and adults clothes. So starting off with a 5x7 was definitely like a great machine for me to get. So if you're considering like doing like kids clothes or adults clothes, this is probably where you want to start off, especially because it's more budget friendly than the other expensive machines that come with bigger hoops. All right, so now let's talk about stabilizer. This is where it actually gets interesting, because there's a lot of different types of stabilizers. So stabilizers are really essential because it's what gives your fabric or your clothing or whatever you're embroidering stability. So without stabilizer, your design will be either like warped or stretchy. So let me show you guys actually the difference between them. So this right here is cutaway stabilizer. This is the stabilizer that's more so perfect for like sweatshirts, hoodies, and t-shirts, and it keeps the fabric stabilized on the shirt. And basically, since I called it cutaway, this is the stabilizer that you would cut away. Next is tear away, and as the name suggests, yes, you could tear it away. I'm not going to tear it because I'm not wasting my stuff. But this is the stabilizer that you would use on hats, bags, and like leather goods. Basically, if the fabric doesn't stretch, then this is definitely the stabilizer that you will be using. So finally, we have wash away, or what they call topper. It's more so of a clear stabilizer, and you use this on things like towels and meshy fabrics to keep the fibers and the materials down when you embroider. So basically what this stabilizer does is keep your design looking fresh and crisp. All right, y'all, so now let's talk about threads. When it comes to threads, I can actually say I really don't have a favorite thread. I might use Madeira, I might use New Brother, but when I first started out, I had bought a pack from Amazon, and it was called like the New Brother thread. It came with a variety of like 40 or 50 different color threads. I'll link that down below, because that was definitely like a essential that I needed. It gave me a whole bunch of colors for a real cheap price, and I was able to get started and basically embroider a lot of stuff with a lot of different colors. So I'll definitely put that in the description below so you guys can check that out. But when it comes to embroidery thread, the most versatile one that is used is the 40 weight polyester thread. So basically you can find these at Amazon, Michael's, Joann's, or Hobby Lobbies. But these are the threads that you would need to embroider on your designs. It makes your designs come out a lot more smooth and durable. All right, so next up, let's talk about something that's super small but also super critical, and that's bobbin. Bobbin is basically just a thread that's underneath your embroidery designs that hold them all together. So depending on your machine, you'll have to buy different types of bobbin. This is the one that I use for the SE 1900. which is the single needle machine, and this is the ones for my multi-needle. So these are L-shaped bobbins. These have magnetic cores on them. I would definitely say read your manual and figure out which bobbin that you do need. But when you buy them pre-wound, y'all, is really a game changer, because winding the bobbin and taking out all that time to wind all of these so that you can have bobbins on the side, it takes up so much time that you don't need to waste. Just buy them pre-wound and it'll save you so much time. It's really a lifesaver. So now let's talk about needles. So the needles that I personally use is the 7511s. So these work for most products that I do. I use these on my single and multi-needle machine. Don't be surprised if you ever break a needle or if any of your needles are ever acting up. It's a part of the learning process, guys. And when figuring out which needle size that you actually do need to use, I would say, again, go back to that instruction manual and figure out which needle is right for your machine. So let's talk about scissors. So when doing embroidery, you're definitely going to need different types of scissors. You're going to want to have your basic scissors, but then you're going to want to have your specialty scissors. When doing embroidery, it's kind of like surgery when you're using these. So you're going to want to have your basic scissors, just something that's sharp and can cut fabrics, for mainly like those bigger things like your stabilizer, and just for cutting fabrics in general. Then you're going to want to have something like these curved scissors. I purchased these from Amazon when you're doing like your more intricate designs or when you're cutting things like jump stitches. So in my opinion, having curved scissors is definitely a must, because in embroidery, it's a lot of detailed areas and you don't want to make a mistake and cut the wrong thread or just not get a close enough cut, and it makes your design look sloppy and unprofessional. So having curved scissors and definitely like those basic scissors is like a must and a need. Definitely go out and buy as many curved scissors, as many regular scissors as you can, because they start to not show up after a while anyway. All right, so now let's talk about designs. So when it comes to designs and designing, you really have two different ways to go about this. So you can digitize your own designs, or you can hire somebody to do it for you. So if you buy a digitizing software, you can learn how to digitize and basically avoid basic mistakes. So I personally go with Z Digitizing. They have super fast turnaround time and also flat rates. Also, guys, if you use my code right now, you'll get 50% off your first order when using Z Digitizing. All right, y'all, so that's everything that you'll need to start your embroidery journey. It may seem like a lot, but once you get started, practice is going to make perfect. I hope this video helped you guys. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Ay, caramba.